What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, where the all fights start. Let's get this show on and popping. So, uh, let's talk late night boxing talk. You know what I mean? And we have a few fights we can talk about here that really caught the eye this past Saturday of all these major fight cards that popped off all over the place. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Any fights that you really want to talk about, any weight division, let me know. So without further ado, let's hop right into this episode. So, so look, there was a lot of boxing going on yesterday, and we're just gonna be bouncing around here today, and we're gonna be covering all possibilities and topics that I feel that should be talked about, right? Okay, for instance, right there, the Joy Joyce fight, the Juggernaut, Joy Joyce of the heavyweight division, right? I am on the line that this man should hang up the gloves. Uh, Joy Joyce was just in there to take punishment. He fought to his capabilities, but as you can see, Joy Joyce is no longer. Uh, Sometimes those size men they age quickly. Okay, and he doesn't have that snap. He doesn't have any speed to his punches. Although he still has a little pop to his punch, um, he's just defenseless when it comes to the top 15 heavyweights right now. Um, and just to watch him go in there and take punishment the way I did, uh, it just looked like two different levels of competition in there. And at some point, I was just cringing and hoping for Joy Joyce. And I don't even know why I was hoping, actually, right? Because if had he won that fight, I don't want him to fight again. So maybe by him losing, Joy Joyce, listen, man, it's been a great career. You fought at the top, you sold out arenas. Um, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I just look, my man, I don't really want to see you take, if that guy can do that to you at that level, whoa, the top, it's not like I feel like you're going to, win the heavyweight championship of the world. So, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? About that situation and, you know, the young man Lopez went out there, representing Puerto Rico in a tight razor decision victory. Um, I haven't really had the opportunity to watch the fight in its entirety. I only saw some highlights, but I could see the anxiousness in both fighters, where that you could see both camps felt like the fight could have went either way. Um, as far as some of the main event fights that went on and took place Saturday night, we had the Tim Tszyu versus Spencer there, right? The American fighter. I watched that fight, in fact, and I always felt that Tim Tszyu should have won this fight. Um, there was a moment in the fight where that exactly what I thought was going to take place. Stay with me. Meaning, Tim Tszyu. um, in the fight, you can see right from the beginning, from the moment the bell rang, from they he was really cautious, and he wasn't really putting his punches together, forcing that body shot that cost him so much. So you can see his approach was, to try to figure out Spencer. And right away, right, Spencer, yo, hats off to you, right? He looked fast and everything, but it goes to show you there's levels to this. And Tim Zoo's been in, some big matches with high quality of opponents, when you think of opponents, throughout the division, don't be blind by judging Tim Zoo's opponent by the very top guy. There are other men in the division to be measured by. And Tim Zoo has shared the ring with his fair share of the 154-pound weight division, including the current champion. So, Sebastian Fedora. So, Tim Zoo, like, he had a measured approach to this fight. And why wouldn't he? Suffering two big losses in his home country, Spencer daring to be great. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even know who this guy was. They put up a picture, like the side by side compare, and then I knew who he was. I was like, I remember him. Where the hell has he been? I would like to, like, after this, maybe I'll try to figure out what happened to him. I was like, yeah, that's right. I remember that dude. He was on a couple cards. Uh, so he gave a pretty fair account of himself. I don't have a lot to go by, like I said, until like I saw that side by side leading into the fight. I didn't even know who he was. To tell you the truth, I'm just being honest. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? So Tim Zoo, he like, right, he once Tim Zoo started seeing that Spencer didn't have anything for him, I knew right away, right before this fight, if you go watch my live, I called it. I said, listen, this guy is right up Tim Zoo's alley. He's right up the alley where Tim Zoo's actually fought more skilled fighters than this kid right here. The thing is that there was that mental part where that we all felt like, you see, we didn't um I didn't feel like Tim Zoo's a damaged fighter. I felt like he's been in some pretty big fights, his last two fights, and he did suffer a lot of like damage in the fight. I don't think he's done per se. No, I don't think he's done. He's fairly young, and I think he could learn from this and rebound. So it's how he would have mentally um, dealt with Spencer in this fight. And once he felt that Spencer's power, he saw his speed, he saw what Spencer quickly showed his hand in the fight, and that was due in part to his young inexperience in these kind of fights. Once Tim Zoo took control, it was downhill for Spencer. Tim Zoo, both men really didn't even work off the jab for. I can't even say that Tim Zoo, worked his way in. And once Tim Zoo landed a few good shots, and you could see it on Spencer's face, he was really wearing it. By the end of the fight, he had Spencer looking like a raccoon. And Tim Zoo, you could see, he was landing with conviction in his punches. So, This is a good fight. I'm not going to say that this was the best level of competition that the 154 has to offer. No, no. But this is the kind of fight you need to get your fighter his confidence. The night. It's very important before you start putting your fighter out for world title fights once again. You don't want Tim Tszyu to end up like a deer in the headlights. So I commend both fighters, Spencer, Tim Tszyu, you know, great night of boxing right there for Australia and the US. Spencer, listen, you just need to stay active. The world knows, well, a lot of people know who you are. You know, the people that tuned in to watch that fight, uh, valiant effort. You just gotta stay active. You could see that you have potential, Spencer, and that you do understand boxing. You just need to tweak some things, tighten some things up, and let's see where you go. You know, you're not all that old, so don't take this loss and fade away again. That's my opinion. As far as the other gentleman that winning the ring and there was just a lot of boxing last night. If there's any match you want me to talk about, or any particular fighter or anything, because you see, Top Rank last night had a lot of fights go on, and I think that behind closed doors right now, as I'm speaking, there's offers being made to to really boost up that fight card in Las Vegas for May 4th for Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue is going to be coming up on defending his undisputed status at 122 pounds, and he's going to be putting it all on the line against Roman Cardin, a tough Mexican opponent. When you think about the Mexican style and you think about the Mexican grit and what they have done and achieved in the sport of boxing, I can firmly tell you that the Mexican boxing is here to stay. Whenever, and I mean whenever, Mexican boxing comes across your table, um, you know that you're gonna have a tough night at the office. Naoya Inoue is a Japanese superstar that accepts all challenges, and um, he definitely is up for the challenge here in Las Vegas, May 4th. I think that this matchup right here is going to be really intriguing because not all men are given the opportunity at one belt. Never alone, never mind four belts. So I know that um, when Neil Inoue goes into this fight, he's going to be getting the best version of the fighter. So I expect a really tight and close fight. Um, and I'm going to be in attendance there in May 4th. So, fight fans, listen. It's been a great weekend of boxing, and I can't wait to hop on. I'm gonna go on in the morning right now and see you guys. So, listen, fight fans, I'm gonna have to cut this short right here at Round One Sports Talk, and so.